Yeah, this is our first baby.
Okay.
So this is Lizzie.
Hi, sweetheart. Are you scared? Oh, she's so scared.
And this is kind of how all of them were, to be honest.
Lauren Botticelli runs the Animal Pad in La Mesa,
You crazy.
one of several animal sanctuaries that took part in a harrowing rescue of more than 100 dogs from a backyard doodle breeder in Mexico.
Every kind of doodle breed you can think about was there.
Breeders in Mexico have an impact here because many of the dogs end up being sold in San Diego County.
And then we've got more back here.
Botticelli says this situation began with a plea for help on social media about a breeder who was in over her head.
Like no one knew where she was and who she was.
The breeder, Annette Rosenow, sent a geographical pin to her breeding facility in Rosarito, a beach town south of Tijuana.
When we pulled up, we actually saw it was like a hill of doodles. There were many, many more dogs than she had admitted to, essentially.
Once Botticelli saw the state of the compound and the dogs,
I kind of made it a mission to find out more about this woman.
the rescuers came over a series of visits, taking a few dogs each time. But only those Rosenow would allow, the ones she deemed weirdos.
Any of the dogs that were going to still make her money that she could profit off of, she wasn't willing to give up. We saw her throw rocks, throw buckets at the dogs.
Botticelli shared a video that shows Rosenow picking up a rock and throwing it at a pack of dogs. In another video, Rosenow is seen being handcuffed by Mexican municipal police after making serious threats at one of the rescuers.
You're gonna kill me?
While Rosenow was in custody, the teams got to work to remove the remaining dogs. But what they found will haunt them.
Annette told me this directly. They would be fighting over food to the point where they were killing each other. Any mom that was giving birth, the other dogs were eating the puppies.
That's a skull.
Dog skulls were found on the property.
Look at this.
Several puppies in the freezer. And some dogs were defecating rocks, eaten out of hunger. This x-ray shows one of the pregnant dogs with rocks in her stomach. In one video, a rescuer climbs down a hole under the house where dogs had dug a cave, seemingly swallowing her entire body.
I don't know how he's been going to the bathroom.
Many of the dogs had to be sedated to remove the matted fur tearing their skin. At first, Rosenow agreed to an interview with KPBS, but then changed her mind. Instead, she has in recent weeks defended herself through text messages. She says the puppies in the freezer died of parvo, and that she has no felonies for animal abuse. She says she's being slandered by individuals and groups who have taken away her livelihood. Rosenow also said that she was detained by Mexican immigration authorities and says she's now in Germany. KPBS was not able to obtain records relating to her arrest or determine whether she was deported from Mexico. This isn't the first time Rosenow has run afoul of the law, and her activities haven't been limited to Mexico. For years, she ran breeding operations in the U.S. In 2017, the state of New Mexico charged Rosenow with 61 violations relating to license and rabies requirements. She pleaded guilty to 11 of the counts, fined and sentenced to 23 days in jail. And a magistrate judge ruled she cannot own animals anywhere in the United States. In 2018, 6 of Rosenow's dogs died in a hot car in Albuquerque after she says they were abandoned by the person she hired to transport them to Texas. Charges against Rosenow in that case were dismissed.
And I knew before you even said her name who it was.
Cindy Sullivan is director of Torrance County Animal Services in New Mexico, one of many counties Rosenow is known to have run her breeding business.
I have so many aliases on this woman. Annette Christine Sticks, Annette Friedrich, Christina Sticks, Holly Smith.
Sullivan is among many who say the problem with animal control in the U.S. is that breeders who are shut down in one jurisdiction can just move to another county or another state.
We work for weeks and months to try to stop these things from happening. And all it takes is for them to move into the next district.
There's no question we need a central database.
San Diego Humane Society CEO Dr. Gary Weitzman says breeders will continue to have an easy time evading law enforcement until there is a way to keep track of them on a national level.
Right now, it's very casual, and we have to rely on our own colleagues that are in our industry to actually translate what's happening in another region, and that just puts the animals at risk.
You know, I was just thrilled to be getting a puppy.
In 2020, Emily Hoyt bought one of the golden doodles that Rose now had transported across the border to a Chula Vista parking lot.
She sent me videos of the puppies. I really felt comfortable. She seemed very genuine.
She says Rose now seemed really caring to her clients, using her Facebook group of 2,700 members to connect puppy parents. Hoyt says she was responsive and followed up about the dog after the sale.
Looking back, there probably were some red flags that I overlooked, unfortunately. But in the moment, a puppy is such an amazing thing. Here's a post of her promoting one of her litters, multi-generational mini golden doodles, ready January 7th, 2023.
The same litter that was found in these conditions in Mexico.
Here's another litter.
And now here at the animal pad. But there are many doodle buyers that bought a puppy from this backyard breeder and are happy with their dogs.
I've told them their dogs are the luckiest ones, but also regret supporting somebody and supporting a situation where other dogs were being hurt in the process.
Maya Trabulsi, KPBS News.